Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. You're joining me on what's probably, no, definitely the nicest day of 2021 so far. We've got bright blue skies, it's not very windy, and it's nice and warm. I haven't had to bring my jacket out. I cannot describe how nice it is not to have to lug my jacket around. I hate them. They feel so restrictive. Now when I say nice weather, I mean typically nice. So in the photography world, bright blue skies, midday sunlight tends to be thought of as not an ideal time to take photos. And yes, I suppose it isn't the best time to take photos in terms of light, but that doesn't mean you can't take nice photos in these conditions. So that's the purpose of today's video, is just to have a look around and see if we can prove all those haters wrong. I've never used the word haters like that before. I'm back in Newstead Abbey Country Park, which, if you've been watching my channel, is where I completely failed at taking a long exposure of that wind turbine. Yeah, it was a bit of a failure. I'll put the link up so you can go and watch it if you haven't seen it before. But when I was here last time as well, I kind of explained how it's not the best place in terms of landscape photography. We don't have the best views. There's not the most interesting sort of foreground elements. Yeah, I don't need to say anything more about that really. But I did get this one really nice photo. I'll put it up for you to have a look at right at the end of the video. It was, I love it. It's one where the sun is setting behind some trees, behind a bit of a factory actually. You can't see it in the picture, but just below this picture is a big old factory, which wasn't very pretty. But the sun just cast this orange glow. It almost looked like a wildfire. Oh, it's beautiful. But anyway, I'm actually not hoping to get any photos in the country park today. I'm actually walking through here to get to Newstead Abbey. So the Newstead Abbey estate, which is a really famous stately home in the Nottinghamshire area, which was once home to Lord Byron. Yeah, I've been there before and it's really nice. So I'm going to head over there now and see if we can capture some photos in the midday sun. Let me take you with me, and I hope we can find something. Let's go. So I think I found my first shot of the day, guys. I'm only about half a kilometre from where I originally spoke to you, but there's copse of trees behind me, caught my eye, and I think it's going to offer a good example of a style of photography you can do no matter what the lighting conditions are. And that style of photography is called ICM, Intentional Camera Movement. Now the clue's in the name, but essentially it means that as you take your photo, you move your camera about to create some really abstract looking images. What I've gone for here is a pretty standard shot really in terms of intentional camera movement. It's of these silver birches, and I'm moving my camera from the bottom upwards. You can go really crazy with this. You can go up, down, all around. You can do whatever you want as long as it fits the style of, or the abstractness, it's not even a word, of what you want. So to do this, you want to keep your shutter speed fairly low. Okay, in harsh lighting conditions that could be quite difficult because your camera might want to speed your shutter speed up to get you to, so you haven't got an overexposed image. But to battle that, just bump your f-stop up and it will give you a smaller aperture, which will help slow your shutter speed down. You don't want your shutter speed too slow though, because it will blur everything out. Unless you want that. Most of the times I think when you're doing this sort of intentional camera movements, you don't want everything completely blurred. So make sure you keep your shutter speed at about 25th of a second. So I've got my f number at f10. I'm on the 25th of a second and ISO 100. And I'm going to take the photo now. I'm going to move down to up. So focus on something. Going to move down, up. Yes, oh, that looks really cool actually. I'll put them up for you to have a look at. I hope you enjoy, and I hope it helps you realise that you can take photos even in the middle of the day when it's flat light or harsh light. I don't understand sometimes when landscape photographers say they only shoot in the golden hours, because essentially you're restricting yourself to only shooting 2 hours of the day, so the hour after sunrise and the hour before sunset. And in my opinion, if you do that, you're going to miss out on photographical opportunities. And especially if you're new to photography, I think the most important thing is to be out there taking photos, to focus on getting your compositions right, rather than just focusing on optimal lighting conditions. Yes, you're going to get better traditional landscape photos in the golden hours, but like I said, in my opinion, you're restricting yourself a lot. So I don't do that. I want to be out as much as I can with my camera. But I think intentional camera movement photography is a good way of combating those sort of flat or harsh light conditions. Yeah, oh, it looks really cool. Right, I'm going to head off to Newstead Abbey now, so when you next see me, I'll be there. Right, I really hope you like those intentional camera movement photos, guys. I walked about 5 minutes from where that copse of trees were. I can hear some running water down in this little woodland. Hey, I'm gonna go and check it out. Come with me, let's go. Oh my God, there's a little waterfall down there. Hang on, let's go and have a look. Ooh. Whoa, I nearly tripped over there. Can you hear it? Well, it's really bright now. It's getting quite late in the day. Wow! Look at this. Hang on. How cool is that? I've got to take a photo of this. I'll be with you in just a second. Right guys, I hope you can hear me over the waterfall. What a find! I can't believe I found this. How amazing is that? Oh, you can't walk past something like this as a photographer and not take a photo of it. So I've set up my camera, got my wide angle 10 to 20mm lens on, and it's a very simple shot. I've got the waterfall in the left hand side of the frame, and I've got the river coming down and exiting on the right. Very simple landscape photography shot. I've got a polarising filter on, just to get rid of some reflection on the surface. And I'm on f11, ISO 100, and that's given me a 1.6 second shutter speed, which enables me to do a bit of a long exposure here, which is awesome. That's another good reason why you should come out and shoot in the middle of the day as well, is to do some waterfall photography. I don't tend to think that waterfalls look very good in golden hour when they're cast with some golden light. I just think it looks a bit weird. I quite like waterfalls to be white and pure, so I think in the middle of the day when it's a bit overcast, or as long as you don't have any harsh light shining on them, you can shoot these whatever time of day. And when it is a bit overcast, like it's gone now, it can help you get some slower shutter speeds as well. So I'm going to take this photo. I'm really excited about this. I hope you like it, and I will get to Newstead Abbey after this photo, but it will be sunset by then, so actually we should get quite a nice photo. But I'm going to kind of contradict myself about shooting during the day, but I've done a bit of that today anyway, so that's all that matters. I really hope you like this photo. I'll see you in a bit. So I finally made it to Newstead Abbey, and I've come across a view that I've never seen before. As I was walking down this lake, I saw this old ruin that I'm currently stood on now, and not quite sure what it was used for, but I'm going to assume it was to check out this lovely view behind me. Check out this. I'll zoom in, I'll darken the sky down, I'll focus for you. Look at the Abbey, it's beautiful. Now, you might be thinking, Ben, you're contradicting yourself here a bit. You were talking about shooting during the day, and you're now shooting in sunset. And I'll argue that I was actually saying to shoot at all times of day, and don't forget the middle of the day. But if you can get out at sunset, do it, because you can get some really nice views. So, yeah. The image is very simple. It's of the Abbey. I'm going to take a few shots. I'm going to wait for the sun to come down. I've got a few minutes till it's fully set. And I don't really have to say too much about the settings or anything really. When the light's like this, you know it's going to be a good image. I'm going to take a couple of panoramics as well. And the moon's come out as well. Look up there. Don't know if you can see it. So I might try and get a shot of the moon as well. Right, I'm going to take the photos now. Hope you've enjoyed the video and you've learnt a bit, and you've come to realise that you can shoot during the day as well. There's no issue there. Sorry, I just can't get over this view, it's beautiful. So if you like the video, just drop a like and consider subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate it. Sorry, I'm a bit overwhelmed by this sunset we're having, so I'll let you look at the images, and as always, stay safe and see you later.